Hello, in this video I gathered the most interesting news in the crypto world in the last 24 hours. DAO equated to sued unincorporated associations in US. A California court has enshrined decentralized autonomous organizations as an unincorporated association, making it easier for financial regulators to conduct claims work. As understood by the US Securities and Exchange Commission, CFTC, DAO is a term used to describe a virtual organization embodied in computer code that performs its functions in a distributed ledger or blockchain. According to the regulator, the in-depth definition of DAO does not carry a specific legal connotation, which significantly complicates control procedures. Especially when intentional violations of the Commodity Exchange Act, CEA, are committed, when DAO participants are allowed to conduct retail commodity transactions without complying with CEA requirements. In addition, the CFTC routinely encounters allegations when conducting claims work that the regulator is not in a position to send any claims to cryptocurrency companies because it cannot service DAOs, and if it can, it is unable to do so properly. However, California Judge William H. Orrick disagreed with the CFTC's opinion, believing that the regulator is sufficiently empowered not only to monitor DAO activities, but also to make legal claims. Orrick justified his decision by the fact that, under California law, DAO is an unincorporated association. In turn, the California Corporation Code defines an unincorporated association as an unincorporated group of two or more persons united by mutual consent to accomplish a common lawful purpose, whether or not organized for profit. The judge explained that for purposes of the DAO statute, the members were united by mutual consent, and voting or non-voting constituted a legitimate purpose of the unincorporated association. Earlier, the Marshall Islands government passed the Decentralized Autonomous Organizations Act, which gives DAOs the right to register as legal entities. Anthony Scaramucci, Bitcoin has outperformed popular tech stocks. Despite a significant drop in the cryptocurrency market, Skybridge Capital CEO Anthony Scaramucci noted that Bitcoin has performed better than shares of many technology companies. Anthony Scaramucci invests in a variety of assets, including cryptocurrencies. And, according to him, Bitcoin is still not the worst asset to invest in. For example, since the beginning of the year, the share price of Amazon, the largest retailer, has fallen by 50%. And shares of the popular electric car manufacturer Tesla lost 69%. Bitcoin, meanwhile, fell only 64%. The CEO of Skybridge Capital stressed that the cryptocurrency market was shaken by really big failures. For example, the Terra ecosystem collapsed, and towards the end of the year news publications around the world were full of headlines about the bankruptcy of major cryptocurrency exchange FTX. Against this backdrop, Bitcoin's decline of only 64% confirms its value as an investment asset. At the time of publication, the first cryptocurrency is trading at $16,600. The rate rose 0.2% over the day. Scaramucci said in August that acceptance of Bitcoin is still not enough to call it an inflation hedge asset. Turkish Central Bank finishes first stage of digital lira testing. Turkey's central bank has reported the successful completion of the first phase of testing of the digital lira and plans to expand the research program in 2023. The Central Bank of Turkey has conducted the first payment transactions using the state's digital currency. The published plan for 2023 says the bank will continue testing the digital lira with some technology companies in the first quarter. The number of participants could then be expanded to include individual banks and financial technology companies in the program. The central bank will continue testing distributed registry technologies in payment systems and their integration with instant payment systems. The legal aspects of the digital Turkish lira, such as the economic and legal basis of digital identification, as well as its technological requirements, will also be prioritized. According to the annual plan presented by the Turkish Presidential Office of Strategy and Budget, the country's central bank plans to launch its own digital currency as early as next year. FTX-owned exchange Liquid will return funds to users. Japanese cryptocurrency exchange Liquid, which is owned by FTX, which is in the process of bankruptcy, announced plans to return funds to users. The statement says that funds will be returned not only to users of Liquid Japan itself, but also to customers of the Japanese division of FTX. It seems that the return of funds not only customers Liquid, but also users of the exchange FTX Japan, insisted local regulators. Recall that the US cryptocurrency exchange FTX acquired the Japanese site Liquid earlier this year. On December 14, it became known about the liquidity problems FTX, and November 15, Liquid announced the suspension of withdrawals. A few days ago, it became known that the American cryptocurrency exchange Kraken has decided to stop its activities in the land of the rising sun. Vitaly Buterin supported Solana blockchain developers. Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, expressed his support for Solana blockchain, which is going through a difficult time after the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX. The situation with the FTX exchange provoked a serious drop in SOL, which fell below $10 for the first time in 2 years, causing the coin to fall to 17th place in terms of market capitalization. Several platforms are planning to switch from Solana to alternative blockchains, so the sentiment about the future prospects of this network is rather pessimistic. For example, Ben Armstrong, owner of YouTube channel BitBoy Crypto, thinks that more projects will leave Solana in the future. However, not all members of the crypto community are so categorical. Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, expressed support for the developers of Solana, despite the fact that it is a competing blockchain. Buterin wrote that it is difficult for him to give an outside assessment, but he still wished the Solana developers success. Many bought SOL in the hope of making a quick financial profit without caring about the value of the technology itself. When those investors left, it was time for those who really value the potential of blockchain to come forward, said Buterin. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. This will motivate me to make each video better and better. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.